Fortline eiliskenttä on defense puolustaja tuella 12 David Mayer, 24-24 Steven Strong, forwards hyökkäjät 9-9 Ali Vukovic, 26-26 Oliver Ackerman, 52-52 Paul Huber. Head coach päävalmentaja Roger Biden.
Hoeveel even al? Ja.
the game officials for this game. Tervetuloa ottelun tuomarit. Please welcome Team France. Tervetuloa Ranskan joukkue. Please welcome Team Austria. Tervetuloa Itävallan joukkue. Officials for this game have been licensed and assigned by the International Ice Hockey Federation. Tällä tuomarit on nimetty kansainvälinen jääkiekko-liitto. The referees of the game, tuomarit Max Francis, Sisko Hoyus, Colin Landsberg, Salini Tori, Simon Sinek, Carrington Jontek.
France and Austria will start day 2 of the IIHF World Championship here in Tampere. There's a look at the officials. We'll get to them in just a second as we look at the Austrian team in France getting set to meet here on a Saturday early afternoon. That early game not always easy to get ready for the teams, but they understand the importance of this. Those referees were Mads Fransen of Denmark, Serko Hunius of Germany, and Simon Senek and Tarrington Wyanzik are your linesmen for this game. It'll be Dave Kickert who will get the start for Austria. And there's a look at Philippe Bozan, 144 NHL games played with the St. Louis Blues in the early 90s, and he will be the head coach of this French team again. There's a look at Sacha Trey, the captain of the French squad. And there's Roger Bader, longtime coach of the Austrian squad, born and raised in Switzerland, but has been coaching in Austria since 2014. And it will be Sebastian Ylonen who will get the start in goal for France. He'll have some big skates to fill as the netminder that played most of the games last year, Andre Buse, is not with the French squad this year as we look at Sebastian Ylonen there as he prepares for this early game. Brian Engblom here in Tampere.
Yeah, a lot on the line for these two teams. Neither one of them want to be relegated. They want to come away with a regulation win in this game and maybe try to steal some points down the line. Maybe they knock off a big team, or maybe they get 1 point against a big team. This game here matters for these two teams.
For Austria last year, it came down to the final game of the preliminary round against Great Britain. Great Britain needed a clean 3-point victory, and Austria did go on to win that game, and as a result, Great Britain was the team that got relegated. We'll touch on that later. Great Britain back in the championship next year. As this one gets going here in Tampere, carried in by Bozan. This gets sent in deep. Tim Bozan, the older of the Bozan brothers, the sons of coach Philippe Bozan, now controlled back in Austria's zone by Timo Nickel. Nickel will send this cross ice. Nister gets to center, got dumped on the plate. Peter Schneider going after it. He lost his stick. Heinrich steps up at the line to break it up, plays it back to the middle. That failed to materialize. Puck bounces around. Grabbed on by Benjamin Nister, and he'll dump this into the France end of the ice. This gets sent off the boards by Charles Bertrand, who plays in the German DEL League in Ingolstadt. Had a good year there with 16 goals. Cleared in, some room down the left side boards now for Dominic Schwerger. Schwerger couldn't get anywhere, and it's cleared back up at center ice, and Austria on the regroup. On and off the stick of Marco Rossi. Plays for the Iowa Wild, has seen some action in the NHL with the Minnesota Wild. Pass cross ice and up the middle. Looking for that pass through the middle was Jordan Cadet. Pass never got through. And France now on the regroup, and this will get dumped in by Clairot. Austria Snaps up the middle. Lead pass there by Oliver Ackerman coming off a good year in Switzerland. Enzo Guebi will play it to the far side, and this will get cleared and skated out by Gallet. Gallet will send it ahead. Shot from a sharp angle by Sacha Trey, who today with this game becomes the all-time leader in games played for France in the World Championship. This is game 75 for him. Longtime captain Damien Fleury has 74, so Trey now the leader in that category. Lucas Howden goes in. Some body contact there as the puck comes loose. It's cleared away by Adamo.
Some good speed and a lot of motion in this game. This is not the careful setup, the checkers through the neutral zone and everything. A lot of guys are just grabbing the puck and going as far as they can before they start to make a play. Entertaining start to it.
And the first penalty of the game is going to go to Justin Adamo. Plays in the American Hockey League with Wilkes-Barre Scranton. It's going to be a tripping call, and Austria will get the game's first power play.
Number 24, minor penalty for tripping.
Yeah, Justin Adamo, he's hard to miss. He's 6'6", 249 pounds. But this time he just used the stick. It's like, hey, if I'm going to take 2 minutes, I might as well whack him into the boards. That would have hurt him at least.
He does have some size. There's some size to this French team.
Yeah, no doubt. They got some tall guys. They like the trees. There are no bushes on this team.
So Austria to the power play. Austria's power play last year ran at 25%. And the penalty kill for France last year ran at 82.6%. Goal scoring was the issue last year for France. 11 goals scored in the preliminary round. Only Great Britain had fewer at 10. Peter Schneider will take this in. Schneider snaps this around the boards. Thomas Raffel will play it back to the right point. But it gets away, and this will make its way all the way down the ice as Benjamin Nister was unable to trap that. In across for Dominic Heinrich. Plays this behind the net, gets it back. Heinrich sets up the power play. On it goes for Rossi. Rossi tried to slip that through the middle, looking for Henrik Neubauer. And it's cleared all the way down the ice.
Yeah, France pretty aggressive there. They weren't giving Rossi any time there. They jumped on him right away. So that's what happens in the first couple of power plays, is you got to measure how aggressive are they going to be. It's a fairly wide ice surface. So some teams are just going to hang into the middle and try to get into passing lanes, let you shoot from the outside, or they're going to jump you from time to time. And this is what Austria is going through right now. Which way is France going to go?
Keep an eye on number 64 for Austria, David Reinbacher, eligible for this summer's NHL draft, and again won't have to wait long to hear his name called. 18 years of age in this World Championship, 6'2", 187.
Yeah, this Austria team is really young. That's what the coach, Roger Batter, was talking about, and 3 of the youngest players are on defense.
Raffel to the front of the net. Save made on the short side by Ylonen. Raffel's on it again. Thomas Raffel works it free. Short side try. That's off the side of the net. Benjamin Nister tried to stuff that home. Out of the box and taking that lead pass. Adamo goes to the backhand and he slipped it wide. Puck comes off the backboards and Raffel is on it. Out of the penalty box, and a great opportunity there for Justin Adamo.
That was a smart play by Adamo. He's the big guy that we talked about. 6'6", 249 pounds. He comes out of the box. He's able to make a play. Now, he's being backtracked on by David Meyer. But when you're 6'6" and have that kind of size, you really don't have to rush. If you can protect the puck with this big body, he does a nice job of that. Pulls it across, and he takes a little bit of abuse there, but it was just enough not to get a penalty. Well done by David Meyer, as Adamo tried to hold on long enough there and go right across the edge of the crease and put it in the far side. So nice work there in the last minute there by Austria.
Face-off win, shot got blocked, rebound. That is corralled by Bernd Wolf. Tried to get that to the front of the net, knocked away. And almost an odd man rush there for France, but puck got rolling and was not a clean exit. Oliver Ackerman trying to work it out of the corner. He gets jammed up there with Jules Bosch. And this gets cleared around, and waiting for it is Gallet. Gets it to center, no further. Comes off a skate. France in the middle of a change.
Roger Batter, the coach of Austria, said this is kind of a mirror game. We know France well. We've played them several times. We know what they're going to do. They know us well, and we play very similar styles. And really the style right now continues to be, it's not that chess game all over the place and carefully moving the puck all over. I like this approach. You know, if you're a team like this especially, just you got to go for it, which means all these guys are ready to play. They're grabbing the puck and they're taking as much ice as they can.
Manuel Ganal, 26 World Championship games under his belt, trying to work that puck free, unable to, and now Texier will carry it back. Texier dishes it off for Tim Bozon. Bozon gets it back for Texier. Did not play in the NHL this past season, will be back in the NHL with the Columbus Blue Jackets next year. Texier carrying it back in. Takes a look, slips that through on the right side. Short side try. Save made there by Kickert as we get our game's first shot on goal from Ono.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to release our wings.
Everybody already knows who the beasties is. Vikings, but not the dance. High five to features for all sorts of crazy stuff. So please do that together with Vikings. Vikings, ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go! Come on, we're dancing together with Vikings. Yes, come on, Vikings, show me how to put your hands
France had their best scoring chance there with Ono jumping up in the play. Nice setup by Texier, really on the move there. And if you get your defense up on the play like that, that's going to open up an awful lot of things through the middle of the ice, and guys coming late.
Clairot hunkering in for the face-off. There's a quick shot, save made by Kickert. Clean face-off win, and a good opportunity there with a good quick release from Dylan Fabre. Won a French championship this past season with Grenoble. Carries it to the line, sends it in. Pade will dump it in. Fabre going after it. Puck comes up the right side boards. Getting jammed up there is Mario Huber. And the puck taken by Nico Brunner. Played in Vienna this past year. Came out of the Villach system. Cleared up through center and sent in. Back into his own zone. Killian Zundel. Stopped at the line. Shot through some traffic there by Bosch. And that goes wide off a body. Big hit on the near side as Zundel got taken to the sideboards by Sacha Trey, the captain of this French team.
They list him at 6'4". He looks even bigger than that, and he's run a couple of guys already, Sacha Trey.
You were talking about Adamo at 249 pounds. He is not the heaviest player in this championship. We will see that in the next game here, plays for Denmark. Mathias Bau Hansen at 258.
Stay away from the boards with him.
Yes. Up through center. Thomas Raffel, 6th World Championship for him. 2 goals and 5 points last year for Austria. Out through center, Bertrand will dump it in for France. Tim Bozon. He was born in St. Louis. We talked about Philippe Bozon, the coach, having spent some time in the NHL with the St. Louis Blues. During that time, that Tim Bozon, the older of the two. Kevin Bozon, 2-year difference.
Yeah, Tim ended up playing in the Western League there for about 4 years. Kamloops and Kootenay.
Big time numbers in the Western Hockey League. Led all rookies in goal scoring with 36 in Kamloops. Oh no, forces this play to the outside. Manuel Ganal trying to keep this in the French end of the ice. It's kept it at the line by Neubauer. Dishes it off, and Howden with the quick shot that went wide. Neubauer, who was born in Sweden, dishes it off, leaves it there. Following up on the play is Ganal. Back for Lucas Howden. The shot, that went off a skate in front, didn't miss by much. This gets flipped out by Crinon. He gets spun around on the play. Howden is on the loose puck. Howden drops it back. Short side try. That didn't get through. Bernd Wolf jumping in from the blue line, and now play gets whistled down. Was this a crease violation?
Boy, Howden showed some really good quickness there. He was really jumping on that shift. He moved it right into the middle of the ice and ended up getting blocked. You got to get those shots through. They're not getting a lot of chances here, so finding a way to get that one through. I find guys try to shoot between defenders' feet so many times. Forwards get themselves into good penetration. I guess they're looking for a screen. Cutting it too fine like that, you're wasting an opportunity. Get it away more quickly. These guys are smarter than you think, and sometimes they'll telescope with their stick, knock it off your stick when you're ready to shoot. And you cut it too fine trying to go between the feet or the legs, and it gets blocked, and you miss a big-time opportunity.
Face-off will be to the left of Sebastian Ylonen. 3 games played in last year's World Championship. 4.78 goals against average and a save percentage of .875. As Henri Buse was the workhorse in goal last year and had very good numbers. A .931 save percentage, which was 4th best in the World Championship, and a goals against average of 1.76.
Huber got a really good look at the net there. An excellent shot right off the face-off. There we go, Huber.
LaRoe will clear this out. It gets sent right back in. Ylonen will leave it. Guebe starts the attack. Enzo Guebe sends this through. Dylan Fabre trying to corral it in the corner. Got bumped off the puck. It squirts loose. And Nico Brunner puts this back in behind his own net. He'll leave it there for David Reinbacher, the 18-year-old. Speaking of youngsters, one youngster for Austria not here, Marco Kasper, who was injured in the one NHL game that he played this season in early April. A kneecap situation, played through it. And then they realized the severity of it, and that brought his NHL season to an end after very good year in the SHL for Kasper. This gets turned over. Heinrich leaves it back. Raffled a shot that never got through. Grinon will send this out to center ice. Chased down there by Louis Baudin, who's been in North America since 2016. Dumps it off for Charles Bertrand. To the front of the net, Kickert to save. Puck is loose. They jam away at it. Baudin got a couple of whacks, and Kickert manages to get the whistle. Scoreless here in the opening period in Tampere.
We've got a whole bunch of referees. We've got players. Let's put the show on. Come on.
Referee does not take that by also constantly as always. All fouls.
Tough schedule for both these teams. They'll have 3 sets of back-to-backs. A little bit tougher for Austria, 7 in 10 for Austria at this World Championship, and Dave Kickert, the netminder, having to be sharp to track down that loose puck. Thomas Raffel came in and things got a little rough in front of Dave Kickert.
Yeah, Louis Baudon really took one right across the neck. I was shocked that there wasn't a penalty there on Raffel. Raffel wasn't messing around clearing out the crease, that's for sure.
David Mayer will send this in off the backboards. Gallet trying to clear the zone. Ends up back, and Texier will go after it on the far side. Alexander Texier will dish it off. Gallet snaps it up at center, and Bozon will deflect it in. Giving chase, Justin Adamo. Pass that got intercepted. Texier got a piece of it. It comes back up at center. And France will control with Bozon. Bozon with a good wrist shot. Kickert will make the save and hold on.
There was a good rush by Bozon. Turn over in the neutral zone and loop your way back in. The defense for Austria has trouble. This was the chance earlier on that we were talking about in the scramble. And then watch number 29 here, Bozon. He is just going to get wasted. That's what I was talking about, that there should have been a penalty on Raffel there. Cross check right across the side of the net. But the goaltender Kickert was able to kick that one out and then cover it. Bozon paid a price, and I think he had to work with the referee afterward, but he didn't win that conversation.
Captain at Lake Superior State. His plan is to play for the Iowa Wild next year. That is where young Rossi, Marco Rossi, played most of this season, but his plan will be to play with the Minnesota Wild next year. Number 9 overall in the 2020 draft, Marco Rossi. This gets stuffed around by Henrik Neubauer. Born in Sweden, moved to Austria in 2017, has been part of the program. Luke Howden. Lucas Howden puts on the brakes, takes a look, dishes it back. Huber trying to work it out of the corner. That is Mario Huber. Zwerger sends this back to the line. And trying to send that deep, but it got blocked. Benjamin Nisner. Now France will clear it back. Spinorama there by Reinbacher. Gets it out the center, no further. Trey trying to bring it right back in. Can't. Puck gets turned over. Slap shot from the high slot by Bozon, Kevin Bozon. And that got turned away. Trey puts this in behind the net. Ritz trying to work it out front. Got deflected. Kept in at the line by Ono. Down for Trey. Trey for France. Plays it back for Bozon. Back for Ono. Ono from a sharp angle. Punched away by the blocker of Kickert. And back up the ice now for Austria with Huber with the long shot. He can fire it. And Ylonen had to be careful with that one. Kicks it aside and puts the rebound to the near corner.
This game's got a nasty edge to it. It's like a game 3 of a series. That's for sure. These two teams know each other, and when they get a chance to get a lick in, they are not messing around. And it gives a really good flavor to this game, and the speed and the attack mentality of both teams. You make a mistake or leave an opening, somebody's going to grab the puck and jump right through it. They're not trying to march their way up the ice slowly by making 4, 5, 6 passes. They're grabbing it and going.
Well, 12:20 local time start. They probably had to get up a little earlier than what they would preferred. Raffel chases this one down. Being watched carefully there by Bosk. Raffel stays with it, but then turns it over, and it's cleared up at center ice. Texier trying to break free. Can't, and almost an opportunity there for Stephen Strong, who has some Canadian roots. Taken through center ice by Guebi. Enzo Guebi will play this in, but icing is going to be the call. The face-off will come all the way back.
Austria's got 7 guys on their roster from Red Bull Salzburg. You know, a lot of the teams do that when you can. You know, you take a group of guys from one local team, and that helps you give it the nucleus. It's a good idea when you're building a team, of course, in a situation like this in the World Championships, and you're trying to add pieces all the time and as much talent as you can. They have that nucleus from one team. We've seen that a lot of times over the years. And right now, it's Red Bull Salzburg with the 7 guys contributing to this Austrian team.
Very successful program. Steven Strong will take that deep into the French end of the ice, comes back. Lukovic will play it back down low. This gets corralled and pitched back in behind the net by Paul Huber. Mario and Paul both in this game. This gets flipped up at center and sent back down the ice. Will not go for icing. Steven Strong, who's played the last 8 seasons in Klagenfurt, played his minor hockey in Toronto. His dad is from Toronto. His dad, Ken, Philadelphia draft pick. This gets deflected in by Lucas Howden. Chased around the boards, and France quickly out of its own end of the ice. Crinon will dump this deep. Bernd Wolf goes back for it. Tried to pitch a backhander up the boards. It got blocked. Trying to take that to the net was Paré. He got spun around. And Howden will send this ahead for Manuel Ganal. He'll play it back in behind his own net, and then Ganal will get it back from Nickel.
I don't really get a sense that either team has had an advantage when it comes to the battle level. Every puck virtually is being contested at some point. The battle level is really good by both teams, and there are a ton of turnovers because of it.
Right back up the ice. Shot from the near side from Ritz, got turned aside. Huber got blocked on the far side boards, and the long floater from the captain, Trey. And Kickert makes the save and hangs on to it. Scoreless with just over 3 to go. Shots 8-5 in favor of France so far in this game. Last year, Alexander Texier led this French squad in shots on goal with 28. Tim Bozon was their best face-off man, winning 16 of 30 for a 53% success rate. They went 2-5 in the preliminary round last year. A 2-1 win over Kazakhstan, and then a 2-1 overtime win over Italy, which was critical. Italy was the team that ended up being relegated. Chance in front, and Kickert wasn't sure where that was. Shot from the near side boards, and Kickert kicked that one away as Chekechvale lets that one through, and play now gets whistled down.
That was Gallet moving in from the point. He had a terrific look at the net. Just blew it over the net. Got a little too much air underneath, but again, getting to loose pucks in the offensive zone and then battling behind the net. Nice job by Adamo, and then he gets stripped of the puck, and we end up with a penalty call to boot.
Reinbacher, the youngster, will go to the penalty box. Roger Batter will send his penalty killers out. First power play of the game for France. Power play that operated at 12.5% last year. 2 power play goals on 16 opportunities. And the penalty killing for Austria last year was very good. 3rd best in the World Championship, killing 21 of 25 for 84% success rate.
Austria starts off very aggressive on their penalty kill and going right out high to the blue line against Gallet, and they deflect that one up and over the glass. But if they're going to go out that high, the forward penalty killers for Austria, that's going to leave the bumper guy in the middle of the ice with some time and room to get some plays and shots on net.
Justin Adamo wins that face-off, a North American Hockey League championship for him back in 2017 with the Lone Star Brahmas. 4 years of NC2A for him. And a key member of this French team here at the World Championship. In Tampere, Gallet will leave it there. To the far side boards, Fabre trying to control it, can't, and Chartrand will have to hustle back. And he'll play this back into his own zone. Player changes start for France. Florian Tchekachvili, number 62 for France, drops it back. Texier will carry it in, lets the wrister go. A good save by Kickert. Cleared up the boards. Tchekachvili will try and keep this in. Bats it into the corner. Trey is after it. Trey gets bodied on the play. Puck does come loose. And we have a broken stick on the play, and that's going to result in a 2-minute penalty.
Yeah, this is not going well for Austria. Now they're going to be short by 2 men. Looks like Wolf's going to the penalty box. Texier in the corner. His stick was in 2 pieces. By the way, Texier on that rush. I'm a big fan of that. When players come up with speed and there's the slash, crush the stick in half. So 5-on-3, but Texier on the rush, on the initial rush. There's the shot that he took. I'm a big believer in that. Sometimes guys get so fixated in, well, I got to get the puck in the zone and we got to get set up. He had speed, he had momentum, he had good penetration, he got a good look at the net. You don't need to get in there and get set up when you can get a shot like that right off the rush.
So 5-on-3 with 2 defensemen for Austria in the penalty box. Texier will play this down to the goal line, comes near side to the front of the net, back, it comes at the line. Texier unloads, and Kickert with a good save, and he'll hang on to it.
Texier is definitely the focal point. That was set up all the way. As the puck was down by the net and behind the net, Texier looped up out of the zone from the right face-off side at the blue line and came downhill. So that was set up all the way. There he is on the right side of the screen. He's got a bomb of a shot. And they didn't have any screen there, but they were willing, I guess, to look for a rebound. Interesting look. Haven't seen anything like that exactly on the power play yet. 31
seconds in the 5-on-3. Puck was not dropped fairly. They'll do it all over again. And Ali Wakovitz will take the face-off against Valentin Claro. And Wakovitz wins it, draws it back, and this gets cleared around the boards by Steven Strong. Big face-off win.
Oh yeah, that is huge. When you're down 5 against 3, well, that's a huge face-off win.
Texier will carry it back in. Tchekachvili, back it goes for Texier, unloads. We can see now why Texier led this team in shots on goal last year. Yeah. He's been ripping it. Valentin plays it back up. Tchekachvili lets the shot go. He was looking glove side, and that missed the target. Tchekachvili, 1 power play. Penalty is over, and the 5-on-4 connects with Bozan. And France with the early lead. The 5-on-3 was over. It was a 1-man advantage. And Bozan finds the back of the net on a nice feed.
Yeah, it didn't bother them that 1 man was coming out of the box for Austria. Really good puck movement, and Bozan is on the move, and he's ready for the pass. But here's the play. That was just absolutely beautiful pass right across through the top of the paint there by Claro. That's what really made the goal. and you just had to lean on your stick if you're Lausanne to score that goal. So really nice one on the power play. They were a little late they didn't register on the 5-on-3, so it'll go back to 5-on-5 now. That goal was scored on the technicality of only one man short there for Austria. So nice goal there by France.
Well, we talked about Tim Lausanne's numbers in the Western Hockey League years back. He can find the back of the net and has France up 1-0 here late in period number 1. Backdoor play, big save, Ylonen off Heinrich. And this will get grabbed and flipped out the center and down the ice by Pate.
That was Raffle with that pass. That was a really beautiful play. That should have been a slam dunk. Big save.
So the first period comes to an end, and that late power play goal has France in front 1-0.
Yeah, very entertaining period. Both teams going at it. You can recognize that both teams know that this is a very important game. First game of the tournament, they both hit the ground running, and it's a one-goal game to start.
Shots on goal, 12-6 in favor of France, and Tim Lausanne on the power play as France up by 1.
Shot on goal in first period. Team France 12, Team Austria 6. Laukaukset maalivahtiottelun ensimmäisessä erässä.
Ranska 12, Itävalta 6.
C'est bien l'entrée, la sortie zone chaque vois. Parce que si tu la mets avant, moi je vais faire 2 dans le milieu. Et c'est moi qui la dois pas faire.
Ce bord-là à chaque fois.
Allez, bonne première période, les gros. C'est exactement ça qu'il fallait, les boys.
Some days it can be difficult to get through to each other at work. Other days, it can also be as simple as something else accidentally getting in the way. And suddenly, one day, the pieces fall into place without you being able to say exactly why. Here at AG Products, we can't solve all your problems at work, but we are here to help you design the better workplace. Have a better day at work.
keep going, move it, play it. Let's go, Checker. Outside, outside. Hey, we're good. Nothing, Thomas. Keep going, battle, keep battling. Let's go, here we go. Get out! Hey! Tripping goal! 60-foot tripping.
addition to Team France, first goal was assisted by number 12, Valentin Guillaume, and 62, Florian Chakiasvili. Lisätään Ranskan ensimmäisen maalin syöttäjiksi 12 Valentin Guillaume ja 62 Florian Chakiasvili. In Riga, the score between Team Switzerland and Team Slovenia is 2-0 after first period. Riikassa ottelussa Sveitsi Slovakia tilan ensimmäisen erän jälkeen 2-0.
Welcome back to Tampere, day 2 of the IIHF World Hockey Championship. Triple header. Sebastian Yalonen in nets. For France, not as busy as this man was. Dave Kickert faced a total of 12 shots in that opening period. Power play goal late as France in front by a score of 1-0 on a marker from Tim Bozan. Second period gets going, and this gets dumped in. In from the line and getting dumped there was Gallet. Play goes on, puck gets sent around the boards. Nickel plays it to the line. This gets kept in. Shot from the blue line. And Texier lets that one go. That got through some traffic, and Kickert makes another save.
Texier is going to have to ice his arms down at the end of this game. I mean, they're just giving him the puck everywhere, and he's not shy. He doesn't care if he's over by the boards. He's getting pucks to the net. And he can really fire it for sure. It was good first period by both teams, and then Austria got themselves in penalty trouble and end up with that one goal against here. Let's see if they can change that here in the second.
Bertrand with that wrister from the high slot. That missed the target. Late pass now for Rothel trying to get in behind everybody. Cleared away from him on the puck is Krinon. Plays it to the near side, and Ono will dump it out the center. Back into his own end is Benjamin Nisner. 16 goals this year in Salzburg. Rothel in after a loose puck. Trying to work that back to the blue line. Dominic Heinrich is there waiting for it. Heinrich will try and send it back down low, does. And Ono is on it. Slips it across for Lorca, and Vincent Lorca will snap it off the boards and out the center. Tracking that down is Bertrand. Comes back to the blue line. There's a long slap shot. Chakachvili getting that one through. Clairot brings it back in. Clairot with the shot. Blocker save Kickert. And Mario Huber takes a bump but banks it off the boards and gets it down the ice. Zwerger going in after it for Austria, but it's cleared away from him. Clairot sends it ahead. Wavy will get it to the blue line, and it's right back into the France end of the ice. Gallet spent some time in the North American Hockey League with Texas and Minnesota. Centered out front, that gets flipped back out of harm's way. Bouncing puck kept in at the blue line by Ritz. And France with the 1-goal lead in, looking for more. Turning and firing was Fabre. That didn't get through. And chipped back out, and now a race forward back into the France end of the ice. Wavy will play this back up at center. Bozon couldn't handle it cleanly. Kevin Bozon, number 95. It was 94 Tim Bozon who got the game's opening marker.
We'll see if some guys start to get a little bit shy as this game goes on, because the heavy hitting continues, and there are some guys. See, there's another one. That's a big whack right into the end wall there. Vukovic's on the attack there. Some guys start to back off after that, and that's what you get some scoring chances.
Steven Strong gets that to the front of the net, and Ylonen will make the pad save and hang on to it.
Yeah, this is the kind of game where you start to separate things out. Here's a look at the goal that went in. Actually, the shot goes in. It was a good shot by Tim Bozon, but it would not have gone in. This was actually going parallel to the net. And unfortunate for the goaltender Kickert, it had to go in off his pad.
Kickert 1.87, 916 save percentage, 2 shutouts in Salzburg this year. Had that one go off his pad and into the net. Lucas Howden with a sharp angle shot for Austria that goes off a body and up and out of play.
The interesting thing for Austria too is that the 3 goaltenders, Madlener, who's not dressed tonight, Kickert and Starkbaum. Starkbaum's the oldest at 37, but these guys have been on this team now. This is the 4th time in the World Championship. For Starkbaum, the backup goalie tonight, this is his 7th go-around at age 37. That's remarkable.
Denmark and Hungary will be our second game, and that will give everybody 1 game so far in this World Championship. And then to close out the triple header, it'll be Germany and Finland with their second games of this championship. Icing called against Austria. That'll bring the face-off back. Over in Riga, Switzerland up on Slovenia 2-0. Slovenia, the other team that qualified last year, along with Hungary. Touch more on that in our next game when we get to see the Hungarian team.
There was another big hit by Pierre Krinon. He got a big piece of Neubauer and almost knocked him right into the bench.
Krinon, another one with some size at 6'5", 225. Gallet 6'4", 205. Lorca 6'4", 209. Bouncing puck at the side of the net, and Ylonen will scoop this up and hang on to it.
Well, I think it was an apt description that these 2 teams are mirror images of each other. And when I heard that from the coach, Roger Batter, at the beginning, I thought, well, that means it's going to be checkers, right? And it's going to be, it's all about the neutral zone, and we'll see if you can get through it. And no, it's been anything but that. And it's been an entertaining game. It continues to be. And now, you know, the edge just started right at the beginning, running at each other, and that's still there, too.
Heinrich in from the line, has his stick lifted. Puck kept in at the blue line by Schneider. Schneider rifles one. That got deflected and went wide. On the backhand, cleared away by Lorca, getting it back up at center. And this will go off a body, and I think it ends up in the Austrian bench, and we'll get a stoppage in play. 4 minutes gone here in period number 2, and 1-0 in favor of France.
When you have a game like this, for players in Austria like Ackermann, who had 33 goals playing in one of the top leagues in Switzerland, he was the top goal scorer. you know there's going to be room. There's going to be time out there. It's not going to be a chance of, you know, I got to work my way through this, and is this going to be sort of boring? No, it's not a boring game. So the goal scorers get enthused, and we certainly have seen evidence of that from a couple of guys, Texier in particular, who's been having a fun time taking the shots from everywhere.
Nico Brunner chases this back into his own zone. Delayed offside here against France. And it will get skated out. This gets chipped in deep by Marco Rossi. Rossi will give chase, number 9 overall, to Minnesota in the 2020 draft. Battled some health issues, some COVID complications. There's a shot right on. Ylonen makes the save off Schwerger.
Yeah, what a great scoring chance that was. Big time turnover by France inside their own zone. And man, Schwerger, he has a chance to walk right down the middle here. He doesn't make the greatest shot. This one seemed to just go pretty much in the middle of the net. I think he was actually a little bit shocked that he had so much time and room. But he walked right down and got to below the tops of the circles there and let that one go. But a little bit of recklessness there by France, and it cost them a big chance against.
Gallet trying to come up with it in the corner, plays it up the boards, but it does get stopped at the blue line. Hubert trying to send a backhander down low, and Trey is on the loose puck for France. Sasha Trey doesn't get much on the shot as it caroms off a stick. He's getting in front of that was Steven Strong. Pile up in the corner. Trey tries to work the puck loose, does. It's snapped back to the blue line. Shot in front of the net. Trey got to the front of the net and got a bit of a deflection on that shot from the blue line by Ritz, and that didn't miss by much. David Mayer fights his way to center, gets across the red line and pumps this in. Ylonen snaps it around the boards. Austria in a change. They had to be careful as the puck came in an area where there was almost too many men on the ice.
Another thing too, Dennis, there's been very little sustained attack by either team. I mean, it's in, you get one and done, you get a lot of movement, you get a turnover, and the other team's either dumping it out or has got somebody on the way out of the zone. Neither team with an advantage in sustained attack so far either.
Bernd Wolf steps up, breaks the play up at center. His shot goes off a body and wide. Put back around the boards by Henrik Neubauer. Came to the front of the net, and Gallet will send this up, and this will get sent in by Ruck. Anthony Ruck plays in the German league. This gets played back in where Perret goes after it, comes to the front of the net, and Kickert finds it in the traffic, hangs onto it, we'll get a stoppage in play.
Näissäkin kisoissa työskentelee satoja vapaaehtoisia, joiden työpanos on suorastaan korvaamatonta ja joita ilman heidän kisoja yksinkertaisesti voitaisiin järjestää.
In this tournament as well, we've got hundreds and hundreds of volunteers working super hard to ensure that we can all enjoy this amazing tournament. And in each game, we want to reward one volunteer of the game. This particular volunteer today, this is not her first tournament. She was here last year, and she's been in a whole bunch of other different events. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for Anna Rasmussen.
So a 1-0 score in favor of France. Brian mentioned all the players from Salzburg that are on this Austrian team. Salzburg did win the league championship, the IIHF. Put to the side of the net, that got turned aside. Comes back at the blue line. Lorca with the long wrister, that got blocked. Peter Schneider goes after it. Schneider doesn't get to the puck ahead of Perret. Perret then took a bump and deflected out through center ice by Thomas Raffel, and then a cross ice feed goes off a stick and up and out of play.
Dennis, you were talking about Philippe Bozan and his record and having played in the NHL, etc. But also, I mean, the Bozan family, incredible. Philippe is in the IIHF Hall of Fame. His father, Alain, is in the French Hall of Fame. And then Tim, the oldest son, he's got quite a track record already. This is his 5th time playing in the national team, and he's the one we talked about, played 4 years in the Western League, playing for Kamloops and Kootenay. But they got quite an act to follow there with Dad and Grandpa.
And his first World Championship goal, by the way. And that has France up by 1. Very much a hockey family. Texier at center sends this across. That never did get to Bozan. Carried back in. Some good work there by Huber. A rebound. It was there briefly, and Swerger couldn't finish it. Huber in on the forecheck. Comes up with the puck. Spins it around to the left point. Bruner sends it back from where it came. Swerger, backdoor play, rebound, came to the front. Ylonen makes the stop. Austria with some chances. It's in the paint, cleared away. Huber trying to dig it free, and Texier gets the loose puck and chips it off the boards, and he'll send it down the ice. It's an icing call, but big-time pressure by Austria.
You get a chance to see the individual skills on these guys. This game, to me, I keep thinking it's sort of a throwback to the 1990s, where there's so much open room. There's not the swarming and having to fight through 5 guys and having to move the puck strategically around. You're seeing a lot of individual plays, a lot of one-on-one play, and a lot of one-on-one play being played very well, defensively and offensively.
First World Championship for Mario Huber. Spent the 15-16 season in the Quebec Junior League with Victoriaville. Texier gets tied up in behind the net, stays with it, gets into a battle there with Steven Strong. At the line, this gets flipped back in deep by Ritz. Jammed up in the corner. Taking his man down there was David Mayer. And Ali Wakovitz will send this cross ice on and off the stick of Strong. And now France on the regroup, and right back into the Austrian zone it goes. Big bump there in behind the net as Sasha Trey got rubbed out. On it is David Mayer. Ylonen. As Austria starts a change, so some time now for Jules Bosk in his first World Championship. Gets to the red line and sends it deep. Off the boards, kept in at the line by Lorca. And now Austria on the attack with Lucas Houdem. Houdem will send this through. Set play. First on the puck was Neubauer. Spins, puts this back in behind for Ganal. Ganal will send it back to the blue line. Ends up on the stick of Bernd Wolf. To the front of the net it comes, and Ylonen will jump on it and hang on.
The way they're playing this game, and we've talked about the importance of it because they need the points. Both these teams worried about being relegated. If they don't play well and they don't get enough points, and it'll hurt them next year. But if both of these teams continue to play this kind of style with this kind of speed, they will send a chill down the spine of some of the top teams, whether it's U.S. or Finland or Sweden, you name it. These guys have come here to play for keeps.
Benjamin Nisner hunkers in for the face-off for Austria against Clareau, and Clareau wins it. Fabre will skate this into the Austria zone. It gets turned over. And right back up the ice for Benjamin Nisner. On for Raffel. Raffel gets bumped on the play by Fabre. Stays with it. Puck gets jammed into the corner. Ono waiting for it. Never did get to him as Clareau couldn't get it to him. Ooh, dangerous play at the line, and it does get poked away, and an opportunity for Pette.
He's been smart. He's made a lot of really intelligent plays. His reads of what's coming next has given Perez some steals and some opportunities offensively.
Into the back half of the second period, and the first period power play goal by Tim Bozan stands as the only marker so far. Texier trying to break free for a shot. It got blocked, and Austria back up the ice. You mentioned Alexander Texier right off the top, and he certainly has been very good in this game for France. Ylonen kicks that away, and Tim Bozon.
I've really noticed that Mario Huber, too, has made some terrific defensive plays for Austria.
Austria out shooting France 7-2 here in the second period. A centering pass that went off the skate of the defenseman Gruner and bounced away. Cleared back out to center. Texier's there. Texier being watched by Rossi. Gruner gets to center and snaps it in. Ylonen slows it down. Čekrić sends it around the boards. And flipped out by Lorca to the line, and Ritz will make sure he gets out to center. And to put it right back in is Paul Huber, born in Graz, another member of that Salzburg team. Long pass up the middle. And this will get stopped, and this will get deflected in by Kevin Bozon. Bounces around for Ali Wakovitz. Tried to kick it out. Now it does get jammed. Getting spilled on the far side was Huber, and it comes near side, and this will get cleared in by Oliver Ackerman. And an icing call here against France. Face-off will come all the way back.
The checking part of the game is really starting to kick in now. Both teams got to play their way into that first period. Good puck movement, good challenges. Now the systems have kicked in a little bit more, but still the physical play continues. So getting some good quality shots and hitting the corners of the net when you get those chances, that's the thing we haven't seen much in this game. There have been opportunities, but the shots have not been of the quality to score yet.
Both teams are back in action tomorrow. Austria will take on Sweden, and France will take on Denmark. Back in across the line, Austria down by one. Neubauer trying to center it, comes off a skate. Grabbed and held, and we will step aside. 1-0, France with the lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have found some fans for Team France and Team Austria, and we want to see who you all cheer for. Abby here will scream Team France, and then everyone will make some noise. And over here with Basti.
Only. Hän puolestaan kokee, että niille lähtee Team Austria puolella.
Honey, everybody get ready, here we go.
Okay, how about you?
Sounds amazing, we'll do it again, go!
Pretty good, pretty good. How about you?
Yes, that was fantastic. Let's make some noise for our amazing
A 1-0 lead for France. The power play marker in the opening period. They had a two-man advantage. Austria killed off the first penalty. Two defensemen in. David Reinbacher was in the box, and Bernd Wolf followed him with a slashing call. And seconds after Reinbacher came out, power play marker for France, and that's the only marker so far in this game. Bosch will get to center, send it in, but just offside as Reck jumped the line a little.
Louis Baudon must think that the Austrians have his picture up in the locker room, because every time there's a skirmish in front of the net, Baudon's taking one on the chin, literally. He got cross-checked across the back of the neck in the first period, and no penalties have ensued because of it. And he keeps sticking his nose in there. Good for him, but he's been taking a beating there after the whistle as much as during the play.
Cleared down by Gallet. Good hustle there by Bertrand to negate the icing call. Centered out front, in from the line, but it never did get to him. Jammed away before he could get to it. That was Gallet. And sent back down by Austria. Raffel, older brother of Michael Raffel, who NHL fans will know. Gallet will skate this in and dump it deep. Reck goes in after it. Stolen there by Reinbacher. And back up for Austria. Brunner takes this to the outside. Nico Brunner spent this past season in Vienna. Schwerger knocks the puck loose and a good right pad save made by Ylonen. Slap shot from Brunner, that never got through. Kept in by Reinbacher. Schwerger trying to come up with it, that failed to materialize, and right back up the ice for Perret. Perret drops it for Clairot, goes to the backhand, short side try. Kickert had that blocked off. Cekicveli will play this back in deep. Short side attempt again by Perret, and Kickert down, and he will hang on to it. We'll get a stoppage.
Perret and Clairot, they've got some speed and some moves, some skill there. Clairot, excuse me, on his last attempt had a chance to slow down and go right to the net. Here's Perret, here's Clairot coming in. Now he's coming in at high speed. This is in slow-mo. See, he had some room. He does just a drive-by there. Had he slowed down and gone right to the paint, he had a chance at least for a rebound, but he decided that he was just going to give it a one-time shot and end up behind the net. If he'd have stopped, things could have been different.
Huber at center. That's as far as that play gets. Puck gets jammed up in between the benches. And a penalty is coming up, and it's going to go to Austria for that cross-check. So France with a power play goal. We'll try and get something going here on the delayed call, but it gets stopped at center ice.
Power break.
And play gets whistled down. Power play France when we come back.
Team Austria, number 26, minor penalty for boarding.
Okay, folks, now it's time to show your best dance moves. It's time for Dance Gun. Come on, DJ Amada. Put your feet on. Oh, they love it. They love it. Siellä on hyvät momentit.
Into the penalty box. Boarding is the call, and France back to the power play. Cekicveli will control at the line, sends it across for Texier. Cekicveli back across. Shot through some traffic by Bozon. Save made by Kickert. Bozon has it again. Cekicveli gets it for Texier. He'll put it into the high slot for Clairot, and back to the line, and this will come off the stick and out to center ice.
Tim Bozon, the lefty on the left side, kind of looped up at the blue line and came downhill. He got a heck of a look at the net.
Taken in the corner and off the boards and cleared by Bernd Wolf. Here comes Ali Wakovic, short-handed, goes cross ice. Nice setup, and unable to find the back of the net was Ganal.
That was tough for him. He opened up for the one-timer, but it wasn't in a good spot. The angle that he had to make the shot on, he got the shot away, but that would have taken a lot of skill in order to hit that one-timer. But it was really bad line change by the power play guys of France, which gave the 2-on-1 opportunity for Austria.
Bertrand hits the red line, hits the blue line, drops it off. Played around the boards by Adamo. Adamo cross ice it goes, and Bertrand, that shot never got through. To the blue line for Gallet. Into the high slot, Reck goes cross ice. Bertrand trying to control. Bertrand gets it down for Fabre. Adamo plays it back to the line for Ruck. Gallet. And the tic-tac-toe was intercepted. But this gets sent around by Adamo and kept in by Ruck. Ruck tried to pitch a backhander to the middle of the ice. It was intercepted. And this will get cleared down the ice by Killian Zundel. 2 shots on that power play for France. It remains 1-0. Race for the puck to the far corner, Nico Brunner. First on it, will clear it out. And it gets sent right back in by Nicholas Ritz. Peter Schneider on the puck, led Austria in scoring last year with 9 points. This game to the front of the net, and Kickert will jump on it and hang on to it.
It was a nice looking power play for France. They have a lot of movement. They used pretty much every area of the ice, but then they made the one big mistake, and that was shorthanded. There's a look at that one-timer that I was talking about. You could see Ganol, he's open to it, but the pass necessarily had to be where it was. Wakovitz trying to use the area in between the stick and the body of the defenseman of France, and he made the pass that he had to, but it just put Ganol in a bad spot for the one-timer, and he just couldn't quite pull it off.
Shot from the high from the blue line area by Texier. That one went wide. Another chance by Lorco. Save made by Kickert. He stuffed it away before anyone in a blue jersey could get to it. Pass up the right side boards failed to materialize. This will be an icing call against Austria.
Mario Huber's noticeable for this Austrian team. He's been around the puck a lot. He's been nasty to play against. And here's a look at the last sequence there and trying to keep the puck alive. Bourdon, who's been very noticeable for France as well, too, kept that one alive for a bit anyway.
Face off in the Austrian zone. Texier going in after it. He'll spin this all the way around the boards, and Zwerger waits for it on the near side. Zwerger plays it through, and an opportunity for an odd man rush, and just a little bit of a bobble by Marco Rossi.
Texier looks comfortable out there, and I remember watching Alexander Texier playing with Columbus, and he was always very active on the in the offensive zone. And you can see him here because of the difference again in the ice surface is 5 feet wider than NHL. It gives him that extra couple of seconds, that extra couple of feet to work in, and he uses it well.
123 NHL games played for Alexander Texier with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Played in a Swiss Division II league last year, but will be back to the Columbus Blue Jackets this upcoming NHL season. Once the Stanley Cup playoffs are done, the players get a bit of a summer break. And behind the play, we have some pushing and shoving. Perret is going at it along with Ganol. Officials break them up. No penalties on the play, and Lucas Howden will carry it in. Off the corner boards, played back up by Crenon. To the blue line, kept in. Strong with the long shot. That's turned away by Ylonen. Huber in behind the net, trying to work it free. Paul Huber. Ono will chase it to the near side. In from the blue line is Strong, and Austria will hold it in the France end of the ice. Crenon will try it again. Plays it around for Bertrand. Bertrand got stopped. No room against the checking of David Mayer, who came in from the line. And now finally France will clear to center. Strong breaks it up into the final minute of period number 2. Send you back to Dave Reed and Laura Dyken when this period comes to an end. Early morning for them. Jammed up in the corner. And around for Bertrand. Bertrand is going to send it back to the blue line. There was no passing lane there, so he elects to send it deep. And Adamo couldn't handle it cleanly, and it's cleared right back out. Bounces around at center ice, and this will get cleared in deep by Oliver Ackerman. You know, Niederreiter has scored for Switzerland. Switzerland up 3-0 on Slovenia. Sharp angle try. Kickert makes the save as Adamo found some room down that left side. Take it at center, but time will run out here in the second period.
Power plays have been the story. It's only a 1-0 hockey game. Surprising, actually, in some ways, Dennis, as physical as this game has been, that there haven't been more penalties. The referees have let them play, but the hitting has been clean. It's been a tough, hard-nosed game.
So France with a 2016 advantage in shots. They also have an advantage in face-offs. It's 1-0 after 40.
Kotivaalia on ollut toisessa erässä. Ranska 8, Itävalta 10. Shots on goal in the second period. Team France 8, Team Austria 10. In Riga, the score between Team Switzerland and Team Slovenia is 3-0 after the second period.
The 2023 IIHF Act. Featuring all statistics on your favorite players.
Artemis Wade. This is the man.
Download it now from the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Lipiksi ja pelipainoja teekotoita muita.
Best hockey fans, remember to go shopping on the B side of the arena. There is our official fan store. Also in the fan zone, there's a humongous store with all sorts of neat shirts, jerseys, sweaters, everything.
Keep it going. Watch your step. Watch your step. Hey! 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 Guys! Come on, guys. They're loose. All right, it's good. No, it's good. There's a stick left. All right, hey, guys, now. I was late, right? I was late.
semi.
Ouais, ça va être 3-4 chez tout le monde. Hein. Non, oui. Non, texte. Non, Lucio. Pareil. Allez, zo.
Mooi.
Allez. Et Kevin, dis-moi ça, le monter les bons
Philippe Bozan and France with a 1-0 lead. Sebastian Ylonen has been perfect so far in this game for France. And Dave Kickert has made some big saves as well. Unfortunate on the only goal that went off him and in on a power play. And France with the 1-0 lead. Statistically, in this game, Mario Huber, that Brian has talked about a couple of times, 5 shots on goal for Austria, leads all players. He is second in ice time for Austria at 11:14. Steven Strong leads the way at 11:17. In on the attack, short side try, Ylonen makes the save there as Ganal drove the net.
And Gallet with a great back check there. Just got his stick in there enough, disrupted that play, and forced it to the outside. Not a great shot.
In across the line for Howden. Howden turns to the forehand, doesn't get the shot through, comes around at the right point. Zundel lets the shot go, rebound, and that didn't miss by much as Zundel put that to the net. Zundel has it again. And Killian Zundel trying to get it deep. Could not, and that allows France to clear. Right back in now for Peter Schneider, the Ice Hockey League MVP. Championship for him this past season with Salzburg. Back to the line it comes, and Zundel with the shot, and that goes off a stick and up and out of play.
Mario Huber's been good for Austria for sure. The guy that really hasn't done very much is Oliver Ackermann. He's the 33 goal scorer that I talked about, top goal scorer in the Swiss League. Hasn't had a lot of looks at the net, hasn't had as much ice time as other guys. Last year when he came to the World Championships, he had 0 points. So he's got to get it going here for Austria as this tournament goes on.
Captain of his team at Le Chaux de Fonds, and you're right, 33 goals in the Swiss League for him this past year. Lorca will get this up at center. Reich will deflect it through. And across, a little bit of room for Louis Baudon, and then the space that he had closed off in a hurry. Bertrand jumps in from the line, tried to get that back into the high slot, intercepted. Then Huber will dish this off Rossi will drop it back. Reinbacher trying to work it free, got knocked off of his stick as he got tied up there with Perret. Chipped off the boards. Holding the line, though, is the 18-year-old David Reinbacher. Projected first round, projected top 10. In across, quick shot from that far side. That missed the target. Chasing it down is Fabre. Turns, fires, low shot. That missed. Clairot in from the left point. Being watched closely by Paul Hubert. And Austria will control. David Meyer will dump this in.
Meyer's been good. He's defended really well. His one-on-ones are excellent. Gets up on the play, but it's from his blue line in or his red line back, actually. He's a terrific defender. Positionally, he's got good movement with his feet, and he understands the one-on-ones and how to disarm players when they're in good scoring positions.
Ackerman with the puck, had it bounce off his stick. Now he heads to the bench on the change. Back into his own zone for Steven Strong. And cleared around the boards, and Nickel is on it. Nickel feeds it through, some room for Ganol. Goes high, short side. That was close to being offside, but a good scoring opportunity out of it. But it remains 1-0. As Bernd Wolf will track this bouncing puck down for Howden. Howden for Austria to the line, leaves for Ganol with the long shot, and that gave Ylonen some trouble. But he fights it off and hangs on to it.
The 5-on-5 play is going to tell what happens here. I mean, we've had the one power play goal, but the referees have let these guys play. So there have been opportunities. Somebody's got to cash in for Austria, get themselves back in this game here, down by 1.
We talked about Louis Baudin being involved in this game. He has won 6 of the 8 faceoffs that he has taken.
That was nasty. Nasty along the wall there.
Penalty coming up on the play. And it is Texier who is going to go to the box. And is this going to be more than 2?
That was Heinrich that he hit from behind. And it was nasty. They are definitely going to confer. He trips him first, and then when he's very vulnerable, he's already down on his knees. There's no need to do this. He hits him on the shoulder, but the blow ends up driving the side of his head into the board. This is not a good hit. This could be a major.
The play is on the review.
So they've had their discussion, but they haven't looked at it again, and they want to get everybody's opinion, the linesmen and the 2 referees, so they confer first to see, what did you see, what did you see, what do you think? And then that's when they make the announcement now, and now the 2 referees are going to go and look exactly. But this is nasty. I don't know what Texier is thinking here. Heinrich, he would have been hit full on from behind, but he plays the puck, so it makes his shoulders turn. So technically, maybe it's not a hit from behind, because he doesn't hit the numbers. But the velocity of the hit and the dangerous position that he's in, and there's really no reason for that hit. I mean, I'd be slapping him with something, I can tell you that.
The decision will come quickly from the referees, Mads Franzen of Denmark and Sirka Hunius of Germany. And Franzen will make the call.
After review, the call on the ice stands. 5+ game boarding.
5+ a game for boarding for Texier.
I agree. The way the rules are called here and what he did, that was a bad move. And so they lose one of their most effective players, their big shooter, the guy that they want out there on the power play. That was not a smart move in a 1-goal game here. Yeah, they've got the lead, but it's only by the slimmest of margins.
So Austria to work with the man advantage. The power play that ran at 25% last year, 5 for 20. And Philippe Bozon will have to rely on his penalty killers to maintain this 1-goal advantage. Good start, a face-off win, and this will get cleared all the way down the ice. And Heinrich will go back for it. Heinrich slowly through center ice. 7 points last year in the tournament for Dominic Heinrich, including 3 goals. And we get a stoppage in play.
Well, it's a critical part in the game, there's no doubt. 5-minute power play, they've got to get something done here. Get themselves on the scoreboard and create some momentum, and a power play goal always does. It always makes you feel better too when one of your teammates got injured on the play that caused the penalty, and that'll be like a double whammy if they can score a goal here for Austria.
Reinbacher plays it around. The youngster plays in Cloten in the Swiss League. Gets it down for Huber. Puck came loose. Howden tried to get it back to Reinbacher. It got deflected away and cleared out of center ice. Reinbacher will send it back into his own end, and Lucas Howden will circle. Player changes for France. Howden with some speed carries in on the Austrian power play. Reinbacher puts it off the boards for Zwerger. Zwerger gets pressured there by Ono. Ono with that long reach couldn't get to the loose puck. Cleared around, kept in by Lucas Howden. And Howden passed through the middle to a teammate who was well guarded.
Yeah, it's just some strange plays being made. Let's put it that way. They get the puck in the zone. For me, always on the power play, it doesn't matter if it's the NHL or here, it's the first pass inside the offensive zone. That's the important one. What are you going to do with it? Who do you give it to? And does that guy have room and time to start getting set up? And so far, no is the answer in a big way here. Austria's going back down the ice chasing again.
Nice setup by Reinbacher there for Rossi, but his shot missed the net. Rossi on it again. Leaves for Heinrich and back for Marco Rossi, on for Schneider. Schneider takes it wide, drops it back. Benjamin Nister ends up back at the line for Heinrich. He'll play it down for Schneider. Schneider spins it off the boards back for Heinrich. Heinrich will play it back for Schneider. Marco Rossi waits for it, gets it. Rossi, no shooting lane, plays it back for Heinrich, wires it, save made Ylonen, and a bit of a backhander there by Raffel. Didn't get as much on it as he would have liked, and Ylonen, with some help from his mates, will hang on to it.
The biggest issue I see so far on this power play is that once they do get set up and they make a couple of good passes, if somebody gets a chance and then they're looking for a better play, because very aggressive penalty killing to a point where France has actually taken one of their guys out of the play. I mean, they're charging up high, over to the boards, up to the blue line, creating some big gaps. So Austria's making passes. The first pass is pretty smart, but then that guy holds on a bit. What's going to happen? And it allows France to recover again and get back into position. So quicker shots and quicker decisions to keep the puck moving will give them that look they want.
Ono swings this around the boards. It ends up in the far corner, and Krinon will clear it back down the ice, and Reinbacher will give chase for Austria. Reinbacher straight up the ice. There's that same play, drops it back. Neubauer for Huber. Howden will go cross ice. Spinning it back with Zwerger, almost intercepted. Austria has been a little bit careless with the puck at times here on this power play, and a lead pass for Ono just failed to materialize.
Yeah, Bozan made a terrific play there. He could see what they wanted to do. It's like Austria's telegraphing what the next move is. It's like they stole their playbook and know exactly what's coming next.
Reinbacher tried to get it around the boards. It was blocked by Lorco, and he'll clear it down the ice. Benjamin Nister with the drop pass for Heinrich, and Heinrich with the drop pass for Marco Rossi, and on for Schneider. Peter Schneider hits the line, dishes it up, scores! Thomas Raffel, the captain of Austria, goes to the backhand and knifes it up top, and a power play goal has tied the game. It's a major penalty, so Austria will stay on the power play.
Oh, this is gigantic. This is exactly what they needed. They moved the puck well, and Raffel coming in off the half wall with some movement. Excellent job getting the puck in the zone there, and then everybody for France is in the middle of the ice. Raffel starts on the outside, the beautiful feed on the initial attack there. That pass by Schneider, that helped set up Raffel. Schneider coming with speed down the middle of the ice. All four Frenchmen convert converge, into the middle of the ice, and that allows Raffl to start his movement from the half wall into the net, and he makes an outstanding move to tie this one up.
So the major penalty by Alexander Texier has allowed Austria to tie this game with the man advantage in 1:35, still remaining in the major. Peter Schneider will swing this around the boards. Ylonen tried to swing it around, gets a little bit of help there from Perret. First attempt doesn't get out. Lorca will send it around, and this climbs the boards and ends up in the France bench, and we'll get a stoppage.
Well, we'll see how the momentum swings, or if it's going to swing at this point in the hockey game.
So they are going to break, even though during a power play you are not supposed to, but we will step aside. 1-1.
All right, we want to know which team's fans are the loudest, and here we have Team France. Fans, and we'll ask them to make some noise, and ask everyone to join in, and we'll throw the ball over to Fonte. Ready? Here we go.
So almost like a timeout as Austria gets a chance to rest some players and stay out there for the final 105 of this power play. It does get cleared out at center, and Mario Huber back into his own end on for Reinbacher. Reinbacher gets it back for Huber, chips it around the defenseman, goes in after it. Tried to play it all the way around for Swerger. Didn't quite have enough on it. And that allows the intercept there for Lorca, and he'll get it out at center ice. One-on-one now, trying to bust away was Fabre, but he didn't get anywhere, and Huber will bring it back in. He'll dump it back at the line. Reinbacher shot, left pad save made. Ylonen. Huber on it in the corner, gave way to Bozon, and this will get cleared around, and down the ice it goes. And Reinbacher will go back. Sends it through Benjamin Nisner. Gets it on for Raffl, who has tied the game on the power play, on for Peter Schneider. Schneider will send it cross ice. Good stick there by Dominic Heinrich. Lets the shot go. That got blocked. It went off the body of Enzo Guebi. Kept in, though, by Austria. Scrambled in the high slot. Clairot is after it for France. Kept in by the right skate of Heinrich. Another shot turned away by Ylonen. Clairot will try it again. And he'll put it back in behind his own net for Guebi. He'll leave it for Perret, and Perret will start up. And he'll bounce it in. So a power play marker and a 1-1 tie. This is going to be an icing call.
Well, power play that started off not looking very good, and very good penalty killing by France. And then all of a sudden, that one play that you need. Austria got it. Beautiful play by Raffl coming off the wall. The puck was rolling. He had to control that. One sweet little move. Forehand, backhand, settle it, and then shovel it right up under the bar, and they tied this one up.
5 shots on that 5-minute major for Austria. And one did find the back of the net, the one from Raffl. Perret back into his own zone. Chakridge Valley will play this down. After it is Fabre for France. Gets it loose to Bozon. Back to the line it comes. Shot through some traffic, never got through. Puck is loose. And first on it is David Mayer. Mayer will get it up for Huber. Huber will get it for Ackerman. And that shot goes off the stick of Gueby and out of play.
That's a big play by Gueby. They were in trouble there. France tried to stand up at the line. Gueby ended up deep in the zone, and he has to fend it off. It's a 2-on-1 from the blue line in. That's just excellent reaction there. And the reach to deflect that one up, because that was a chance for Austria to go ahead. They're creating some momentum, of course, having scored the last goal on that power play, a turnover just outside the blue line that they forced, and Gueby really saves everybody for France.
This gets tied up off the face-off and then flipped out of harm's way. Nico Brunner all the way back for Austria. On for Reinbacher. Reinbacher rink wide. It goes for Mario Huber. Quick shot. That got blocked. Scramble for a loose puck. Zwerger's on it. Mario Zwerger plays it for Marco Rossi. Rossi got knocked down on the play. And on the loose puck is Kreenon, and he'll clear it out of his own end and all the way back to the Austrian line it goes. Reinbacher. He'll send this in deep, heads to the bench on the change. Clareau sends it up. And now France on the attack. Bosk with the shot. Clareau with the rebound, plays it in behind the net. Nickel will chip this to the far side boards, kept in at the blue line by Paré. Nickel takes a run at his man in the corner. Puck comes to the front of the net. Paré with a bit of a deflection. Grabbed and held for a faceoff.
It's time for the legendary referee dance. Let's go!
Referee dance moves. Time out. Slashing. Spearing. High sticking.
Here we go! Yes, you got it!
Over in Riga, Switzerland with a 6-0 lead on Slovenia. Canada with a 6-0 win yesterday. So offensively, that matches Canada's output. Canada's next action tomorrow morning against Slovenia. Triple header again tomorrow at the World Championship. Intercepted to the front of it. It comes. Kicker, it is down. And Raffel is there to scoop it away. What a chance for France to regain the lead, and Nicholas Ritz just seemed to have trouble handling that puck cleanly.
He's the one that kept the puck inside the zone, though. He stopped. He faked as if he was going to go out into the neutral zone to defend, and he stopped at the blue line in the diagonal pass. He knocked it down with his hand, and Austria was in immediate danger there. But yeah, as the play got to the net, just couldn't finish it off.
Denmark and Hungary, our next game here, and then Finland, the host team, back at it again tonight after the opening day loss to Team USA yesterday. Finland will take on Germany in our final game tonight. Fabre on the loose puck, bobbled it, and that allows Killian Zundell to try and clear it. And on a second attempt, this will get sent down the ice, not enough to get across the icing line. Gallet back for it. Gallet got all tied up, and then Huber had it, and it got away from him. 52 Paul Huber versus 96 Mario Huber, who has it now. Mario Huber turns to the front of it, and oh, what a chance. And off the end of the stick of Marco Rossi, who found himself all alone in front of Ylonen.
That could be the game right there. Excellent work. All the way until the execution there. He just had too much weight on his hands there. He tried to absorb that hot pass. Didn't handle it very well. and he wanted to go to the backhand. You can see the reaction of some of his teammates there. They know that in this 1-1 game, you may not get a better chance than that anytime soon.
Not sure if Mario Huber is saying I put too much on that pass, or if he's saying why didn't Marco Rossi handle it? Rossi with another opportunity, save made. Reinbacher's on it.
I'd go with the second one.
Reinbacher tied up in the corner, stays on it. And into the battle is Boudon, and it's just cleared, and France will get out of its own end with Rec. On it goes for Trey. Sasha Trey gets rubbed out. And right back up the ice for Mario Huber. Trey gives him a little bit of a bump. Puck gets cleared in deep off the corner, controlled by Austria. Nickel carries it in from the line. Sharp angle. Save made. And did that get to the back of the net? The referee immediately says no.
I think it was a stick that we saw hit the netting as everybody converged. Marco Rossi's stick, I do believe, ended up getting there. The referees were behind the net right away. They signaled it no. Rossi's trying hard. You can't push the goaltender over the line. So you can see the wave off signal right off the bat. But
well, you can, it just wouldn't count.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he did do it, you're right. But the momentum has certainly swung. That power play goal and the 5-on-5 power play here for Austria has taken it away from France. France had a good stretch of this game where you could say they had created an edge and they were ahead on the scoreboard by 1, but now they're fighting to regain that edge that he had.
Shots in the third period are 10-0 in favor of Austria. Kickert will clear that aside. Nickel plays it around for Lucas Howdem. Got away from him. Bosch will hold it in at the line. Bertrand tries to look for a teammate, and he got rubbed out in the corner. The pass across, that skipped away from Bernd Wolf, and now back in. Bertrand will deflect it in. Nickel goes after it. Nickel will send it around for Wolf. Wolf puts it up off the glass and back into the France end of the ice. Hustling back for it is Nicholas Ritz. Schneider breaks it up. Plays it for Heinrich. Heinrich for Raffel. Raffel trying to work it loose. Benjamin Nistner in with a bump. Nistner back to the line it comes, and the long blast from Zundel missed the far corner. Killian Zundel on for Benjamin Nistner, deflects it deep, scampers to the bench on the change. 5:20 left to go, third period. Chikich-Veli will send this up at center. Mayer breaks it up and puts it back in, deflected in by Huber. Chikich-Veli had it, lost it, and then who gets some help from teammates, and Bozon will skate it out the center. Bozon on for Lorca. And play gets whistled down. We will step aside with under 5 in a 1-1 tie.
As you can see, the first members of the fan zone are slowly going in there and having a party, getting ready for tonight's game. So, in between the games today, please go and check out the fan zone. Go listen to some music, have some food, drinks, have fun.
Yeah, very cool.
Since the power play goal back in the opening period by Tim Bozon, Austria has outshot France 21-8.
Yikes.
11-0 here in the third period. But the game remains 1-1. Lead pass, Marco Rossi. There's a sharp angle try from Mario Huber. Huber and Rossi have found some magic here in the third period. Huber's put Rossi in on a couple of scoring chances. Huber, sharp angle, chipped that one off a stick and wide. Huber goes after it, comes back to the line, kept in by Nister, back to the, or Bruner rather, cleared up at center, and Reinbacher's there to break it up. Plays it back into his own end for Nico Bruner.
Yeah, France has lost a lot of its swagger, and those numbers that you just said, Dennis, certainly tell that story. So now they spent more time in their own zone. They're having trouble handling the adversity, and sometimes they're just dumping the puck out of the zone, which we didn't see the first half of the game.
And probably the team that wants this to end in the next 3 minutes and 55 seconds is Hungary, who probably would be considered as a team that would battle in relegation with one of these teams. You would think Denmark might be a little bit ahead as far as talent and ability. You know, Denmark dealing with some injuries of their own and some issues. Only 15 skaters so far registered for them. We'll see what they do in the next game. There's a chance for Raffl as he takes the drop pass from Peter Schneider. This veteran line for Austria has cranked it up in the third period. Dominic Heinrich holds it in at the line, and his pass for Raffl comes outside the blue line.
Yeah, Schneider's been really good. Boy, he has got some terrific hands. He's the one that made the terrific diagonal pass on the attack in order to set up the goal for Austria.
Big time numbers for him back in the USHL with Indiana. IHL Kalamazoo had a 20-goal year. At 35 in Vienna one season. And of course led Austria in scoring last year. Kickert forced to make a real good save. He has not been very busy, but Hugo Gallet got that one in on goal quickly.
He's been the most active defenseman for France, jumping up on the play. Gallet's had some looks, had some shots. They just haven't had any rebounds or enough screens when he's had those opportunities.
David Mayer on for Killian Zundell. Zundell had the puck start to roll on him. Gets it back for Mayer. Mayer will send a pass through the middle looking for Wukovitz. That got intercepted. Right back in for France now with Adamo. He'll dish it off, heads to the bench on the change. So some pressure now by France in the dying minutes of this third period. Shot to the front of the net. That got blocked. 2 minutes to go in regulation. Killian Zundell will just lift this down the ice. And it's going to be an icing call, and Austria will not be allowed to change, and the faceoff will come all the way back.
He had the right idea. They had some tired guys, and that was the whole idea of just lofting that puck out. He didn't want the icing call, but faceoff will come back.
Marco Rossi, Valentin Clairot to take the face-off for their respective teams. Clairot wins it. Back it comes, and a shot goes off a body and wide. And now a battle for the loose puck in the corner. Carré was waiting for it at the edge of the circle. Carré trying to get it down low. And now a penalty coming to Austria. Marco Rossi is going to go to the penalty box with 1:37 left in regulation.
It's the stick fouls that the referees have cracked down on. That's what we've seen most of the time. With all the body contact that there have been, I can't remember a penalty that's, except for the major. There have been so many hits along the wall. That's a good call. Slash up on the hands, and Clairot made sure that the referees noticed it too when he got chopped on the hand. And actually, I'm not even sure he hit the hand. It looked like he just hit the stick, and he drew this penalty.
So we welcome those who have been watching Switzerland and Slovenia. A 7-0 win for Switzerland. Here, Roger Batter and his Austrian team are going to have to kill a penalty to Marco Rossi in a 1-1 tie with 1:37 left to go in regulation. Valentin Clairot was the recipient of a slash. Sold it to the officials. And a power play now for France. France's only goal in this game came on a power play, and the only goal by Austria also came on a power play on a major call to Alexander Texier. Key face-off win, and this will get cleared down the ice by Bernd Wolf. Dennis Bayak along with Brian Engblom here in Tampere. Day 2 of the 2023 double IIHF World Championship. Triple header Saturday, triple header Sunday. Valentin will get this back at the blue line. Chuck Valley. Cross ice to Bozon, and a big save there by Kickert. And a good defensive play there. Nickel may have got a piece of that on the block as well. Lukovitz ties it up on the far side, comes up with it. And now play whistle down, and we have another penalty coming. It's going to be a 5-on-3 as Ganal is going to go to the penalty box.
What a turn of events here. All the heavy hitting along the wall that I talked about, and there's the second really bad one in this game. Texier had the first one, ended up with a 5-minute major because of it, and that allowed Austria to score on it and tie the game up when France had control of the game, and now this swings back around. And France, who had been on their heels and have been badly outshot in this third period, they're going to review this one. But we're on the power play when this penalty happened that they're going to review. And so France with a chance to maybe steal this game in some ways because they had been back in their heels. They'd lost all their momentum that they'd had. This game has been a very entertaining game. There's been a lot of hitting. There's been a lot of like individual one-on-ones. This has not been one of those games where, you know, it's 5 up, 5 back and really tough to get through the neutral zone. A lot of individual skill, high tempo. Both of these teams know that they need to win this game because these are teams that perhaps are facing relegation if they don't win the key games in the series. So early on in this tournament, both these teams have really gone at it hard, especially for an early game, huh? It's a 12 o'clock start here, 12:20 to be exact, and they came out ready to play.
After review, the call is adjusted to a minor penalty for charging.
So a minor penalty for charging, and Austria's penalty killers have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, it's still a 5-on-3, so I mean that's the bottom line here with 52 seconds to go, and we'll see what happens there. But a lot of times what happens is this may be a good thing because with only 52 seconds you got to get the puck to the net. A lot of times 5-on-3s, guys waste the first minute trying to look for the perfect shot.
Team Austria, number 17.
And right now for Austria is getting the 1 point. There's a shot scramble. Kickert is down. Where is it? And it makes its way to the corner. Centered in front. Valley with the shot, and that got blocked. Valley on it again. Tees it up top. Plays it down to the goal line for Clairot. Clairot's cross ice pass, and that skipped on Bozon and comes out to center ice.
That was Meyer that made that block with their goaltender down and out with no stick.
Clairot brings it back in, puts on the brakes, takes a look, goes up top. Valley gets the return pass for Bozon. Bozon gets it in tight. Kickert the save, rebound. Scramble at the side of the net, and a couple of opportunities there for Anthony Reck. And regulation comes to an end, so Austria will pick up a point, but still some work to do on the penalty kill.
As the score is tied after overtime, a 5-minute sudden overtime will follow after a 3-minute intermission. The overtime will be played with 1 goalkeeper and 3 skaters per team. Koska varsinaisen pelien jälkeen tilanne on tasan, seuraa 5 minuutin jatkoaika maalista poikki menetelmällä 3 minuutin tauon jälkeen. Jatkoaika pelataan 1 noilahdella ja 3 kenttäpelaajalla per joukkue. Laukauksen maalia kohti ottelun 3. erässä Ranska 4, Itävalta on goal in the third period. Team France 4, Team Austria 12.
Well, not a lack of chances on that power play in the dying seconds of regulation time for France.
Well, they were definitely getting pucks in the net, but between David Kickert, the goaltender who made some terrific saves, and David Meyer, who made a game-saving block with his goaltender down, they were the difference makers. The goaltenders have been good in this game. At times, they've gone stretches where they've had very few shots against them. It's been an interesting game that way. It was pretty even in the first, and I'd say over 2 periods you started to see France. They were the first ones to score. They had a little bit of an edge, but not a lot. This has been a pretty wide open game, a heavy game. And then the 5-minute major to Texier really changed things, and the power play towards the end of it gave Austria the tie. And then they kept pushing, and then France gets the opportunity on their power plays. Man, it just built and built right down to the end, and now we go to overtime.
So 24 seconds left in the penalty to Marco Rossi, who had a couple of glorious chances in the third period to give Austria the lead. And then 1:08 left in the minor penalty to Manuel Ganal.
Eventually, maybe, in this overtime, it'll be 3-on-3, right? But it's not going to be that way for a while until the penalties are done.
There's a bunch of scenarios that we may see if the penalty kill for Austria does its job. Bozan will carry it in. Bozan had the power play goal in the opening period. Clairot. Chakachvili back across for Bozan. Clairot. Chakachvili doesn't shoot it. Gets it back for Bozan. Walks it into the slot off the pipe. Hit the goalpost blocker side. Has it again. Gets it for Clairot. One penalty is over. Rossi is out of the box. Cross ice deflected off a body in front. Kicker down, and he will hang on to it.
Incredible action, some great puck movement, and yes, they did take their shots. And then Oliver Ackerman had a chance for Austria to clear the puck, and he doesn't get it out of the zone. And so mayhem continues. There's the shot off the wall, and then here's Ackerman. We'll get another look at it. That's how close it was. Look at the goaltender was beaten. Kicker never saw that. He's moving the wrong way on that shot. And then once they touched it, especially in a 5-on-3, if you can touch the puck, it's got to go down the ice. Ackerman blew it, and then it allowed France to continue on.
And Rossi with a bit of a whack there as he came out of the penalty box and got involved.
Well, we've seen a lot of that. It's been a nasty game, and for the most part, the referees let them be themselves.
So 4-on-3 now, with 35 seconds left in the power play for France. Chakachvili shot, scores! Traffic in front of the net. Sasha Trey was there to take the vision away from Kickert, and a power play goal has given France a 2-point victory, and Austria with the loss will pick up the 1 point.
That's how you draw it up on the board if you're the coaches, to see the execution like that, to win the face-off, get it back, and then the screen in front of the net. And Kickert, who's played a terrific game in goal for Austria, never sees this one. This will be an outstanding look. He can't quite see it until the last moment, takes a wave at it. It's not enough, and France, in a way, steals this game on the power play.
Trey may have deflected this, but
I think it went off maybe the defender's stick.
So Florian Cekajvali with the power play marker and a 2-1 victory for France over Austria here in Tampere.
Kaksi Norjan Tsekille, syötteen 94 Kim Kosson ja 3 Charles Bertrand. Ladies and gentlemen, the best player of both teams will be awarded by Raiffeisenbank International, official sponsor of the 2023 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship Tournament. Hyvät naiset ja herrat, vuoden 2023 IIHF jääkiekon MM-kisojen yhteistyökumppani Raiffeisenbank International palkitsee kummankin joukkueen parhaan pelaajan. Prize for Team Austria is presented by Vice President of Austria Ice Hockey Federation, Itävallan jääkiekkoliiton varapuheenjohtaja Günther Robac. Prize for Team France is presented by Event Director of the 2023 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship IIHF 2023 jääkiekon MM-kilpailujen tapahtuma johtaja Petteri Hietanen. Best player of Team Austria, Itävallan paras pelaaja, number 5, Thomas Raffel. Best player of Team France, Ranskan paras pelaaja, number 37, numero 37, Sebastian Yrjönä. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you're able to for the national anthem of winning Team France. Hyvät naiset ja herrat, jos pystytte pyydämme nousemaan ylös kuulemaan voittajajoukkue Ranskan kansallishymnin. Ladies and gentlemen, one more correction for Team France. Second goal. Goal was scored by number 77, Shasa Trei. And assist 62 for the Czechoslovakia and for Team Kosovo. Korjaussyötä Ranskan toiseen maaliin ja maalintekijöiksi 77, Shasa Trei. Syöttäjiksi 62 norjalainen Czechoslovakia ja 94 Team Kosovo. Warsaw. The 2023 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship Tournament will continue today in Nokia at 16:20 with the game Team Hungary against Team Denmark. Welcome. Vuoden 2023 IIHF MM-kisat tänään täällä Nokia-arenalla ottelulla Unkari-Ranska kello 16:20. Tervetuloa! Ladies and gentlemen, the news is between the games, so see you soon. Arvoisa yleisö, areena pyydetään otteluiden välissä. Nähdään jälleen hetken kuluttua.
Tervetuloa tutustumaan lähimmäille Skoda jälleenmyyjällesi.
A tough overtime loss, but you do walk away with 1 point. What made France so difficult to solve today?
I mean, looking back at the game, I thought we made it difficult on ourselves at the start of the game. We had a tough time finding our legs the first 20 minutes. Just held the game a little too complicated, and that way they scored. And then in the second period, we started playing better, and I thought we had more of the game, second and third period. But eventually, a few penalties too much just didn't make us get the second point.
You did have that tying 1-1 goal. What was it about your power play that was working so effectively today?
Well, I mean, looking back at the power play, it actually hasn't been working that good. That was kind of just a breakout, and we ended the zone pretty good. And Peter Schneider was making a really nice play behind the D-man, and luckily I was able to bury it.
As captain of this team, what are you saying to your squad to regroup ahead of your game 2?
Ich glaube, wir sind eine Mannschaft, wir werden uns im Turnierverlauf noch steigern und am Ende werden wir auf dieses Turnier zurückblicken können und sagen, dass wir die ganze Effort am Eis gelassen haben.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sasha, overtime victory, a hard-fought win. It turns out you're getting credit for that OT winner, but you saw it differently. What did you see on that final play?
I think I saw it completely differently. I was just screening the goalie, and I really don't think I touched it. So all the credit goes to Florian. And but anyway, at this time of the game, we don't really care who scored. It was just a great team victory.
Team Bozon got the scoring started late in the first. How did that energize this team today?
Yeah, I think it was really important to get the first one. The momentum was on us for the whole first period. Then they came back pretty hard in the second. But we never stopped trying, and at the end we got the winners, the win, so it's perfect.
An opening 2 points, what does that mean to your team, specifically against this team, someone you could come neck and neck with in the standings later on in the tournament?
Obviously, it's perfect. We take it. As we say before, the first game is always really important, and I think our team showed the right attitude for the first game, so we're going to build on this one and hopefully get some more win.
That's a good answer. French, what does an overtime victory do to set the tone for the rest of this tournament?
C'est parfait, c'est exactement ce qu'on t'a dit. C'est très important de bien rentrer dans ce mondial. Le premier match est toujours délicat et je pense qu'on l'a fait avec une belle manière, donc c'est très encourageant pour la suite.
Sasha, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Ah, mais il faut le tour. Les boys. C'est ça. Les boys. Salut les boys. Plaisir. Et là la première.
Yes, sir.
Bravo. Ah, l'homme des prolongues. Correction, pas Chapli. C'est ça, ça les gros. Déjà. Enzo.
Ouais.
Boris.
Salut, boys.
C'est ça les garçons.
Texte trop solide.
Bon travail les gars.
C'est ça les petits bleus.
La glace.
Jacques. La chambre d'eau que tu prends. Tout le monde y a, on n'a pas vu.
The 2023 IIHF ad. Featuring all statistics of your favorite players, your favorite teams, and real-time game updates at your fingertips. Find the show universe in the IIHF app. Explore the action and dive into a new digital world. Play and win amazing prizes. Available on all smart devices in multiple languages. The 2023 IIHF app, powered by Skoda. Download it now from the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Great goals. Every step counts. We have continuously taken steps to develop Scandic into Pioneer, working for a better and more sustainable tomorrow. Our ambition is to lead sustainability action by offering a world-class Nordic hotel experience by focusing on three core parts of our business: being the most inclusive company for the many people, leading the way to better food and beverage with less impact, and offering the most sustainable room experience.
There's many forms of abuse.
Abuse, harassment can happen.
Time to stand up and make a difference is now.
It's important to stay true to your own integrity, to the values that you believe in. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. Don't be the one that stands by and lets it happen.
Valmentaja katsoo ystävällisesti palautusten lähinnä järjestyksen valvotalle. Vastineeksi saa virallisen pelipekon. Kiitos.
After review, the call on the ice stands. 5+ game boarding.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the score is tied after a regular time. One goalkeeper and 3 skaters per team. Koska varsinaisen pelien jälkeen tilanne on tasan, seuraa 5 minuutin jatkoaika maalista.